Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. And today's verse is text 30. So, please repeat after me. Ata Bhagavata Yuyam. Ata Bhagavata Yuyam. Atha Bhagavata Yuyam. Priyahasta Bhagavan Yatha. Priyahasta Bhagavan Yatha. Priyahasta Bhagavan Yatha. Namad Bhagavatam Amcha. Namad Bhagavatan Amcha. Namad Bhagavatan Amcha. Priyenan Anyasti Karchit. Priyenan Anyosti Karchit. Priyen Anyosti Karchit. Ata Bhagavata Yuyam. Priyasta Bhagavan Yatha. Namad Bhagavatan Amcha. Priyen Anyasti Karchit. Ata Bhagavata Yuyam. Priyasta Bhagavan Yata. Namad Bhagavatanam cha. Priyan Anyosti Archikarhichit. Ata Yoyam. Priyasta Bhagavan Yata. Namad Bhagavatanam cha. Priyon Anyasti Karhichit. Ta Bhagavatan Yoyam. Priyasta Bhagavan Yata. Namad Bhagavatanam cha. Priyan Anyosti Karchichit. Atho. Thereafter. Bhagavataha. Devotees. Yuyam. All of you. Priyaha. Very dear to me. Stah. You are. Bhagavan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yatha, as, na, neither, mat, than me, bhavagha vantanam, of the devotees, cha, also, priyan, very dear, anyaha, others, asti, there is, karhichit, at any time. So, translation and purport by His Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me and that I am dear to them. Thus, no one can be as dear to the devotees as I am. So, please let us all repeat. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such, I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me and that I am dear to them. Thus, no one can be as dear to the Lord, to the devotees as I am. Purport, it is said, Vaishnavanan yata Shambhu, Lord Shiva is the best of all devotees. Therefore, all devotees of the Lord Krishna are also devotees of the Lord Shiva. In Vrindavana, there is Lord Shiva's temple called Gopishwara. The gopis used to worship not only the Lord Shiva, but Katyayani or Durga as well. But their aim was to attain the favor of the Lord Krishna. A devotee of the Lord Krishna does not disrespect Lord Shiva, but worship Lord Shiva as the most exalted devotee of the Lord Krishna. Consequently, whenever a devotee worship Lord Shiva, he prays to the Lord by Lord Shiva to achieve the favor of Krishna, and he does not request material profit. In Bhagavad Gita 7.20, it is said that generally people worship demigods for some material profit. Kamastaistai hitagnana, driven by material lust, they worship demigods. But the devotee never does so, for he is never driven by the material lust. That is the difference between the devotees' respect for Lord Shiva and an asura's respect for him. The asura worship Lord Shiva, takes some benediction from him, misuse the benediction, and ultimately he is killed by the Supreme Personality of God, who awards him liberation. Because Lord Shiva is a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he loves all the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva told the Prachetas that because they were devotees of the Lord, he loved them very much. Lord Shiva was not kind and merciful only for the Prachetas. Anyone who is the devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very dear to Lord Shiva. Not only are the devotees dear to Lord Shiva, but for he respects them as much as he respects the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Similarly, devotees of the Supreme Lord also worship Lord Shiva as the most dear devotees of the Lord Krishna. They do not worship him as a separate personality of Godhead. It is stated in the list of Nama Paradas that is an offense to think that the chanting of the name of the Hari and the chanting of Hara or Shiva are the same. The devotees must always know that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that Lord Shiva is his devotee. A devotee should be offered respect on the level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and sometimes even more respect. Indeed, Lord Rama, the Personality of Godhead, himself sometimes worshipped Lord Shiva. If the devotee is worshipped by the Lord, why should a devotee not be worshipped by other devotees on the same level with the Lord? This is a conclusion. From this verse, it appears that Lord Shiva blesses the asuras simply for the sake of formality. Actually, he loves one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjala Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saita Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Shta Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarurbescha Krupa Sindhu Bhyevacha Anam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naranchaiva Narottaman Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistuki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pango Langayate Girim Yat Krupa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity to speak about Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, so that I can get some purification. Thank you. So I pray Lord to give me the inspiration and speak through me. So Hare Krishna. So we are in chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. So now let us recap from the chapter 23rd, the previous chapter. So what happened in the chapter 23rd, Prithu Maharaj goes into the forest with his wife, Archi. And he did severe austerity, like yoga. And this practice is taught by Sanat Kumaras. So when 4 Kumaras met, Prithu Maharaj, so Sanat Kumara taught him the devotional service, and then he performed that and he left his body. And then what happened? When he left the body, his wife, Archi, herself did the funeral pile, and then she kept the body of Prithu Maharaj on the pile and then set the fire. And then she herself went into the fire and left her body as well. And then these two personalities, they went back to Golok Vrindavan. You can see the aeroplanes. By the way, we can't see that. People say, oh, they went into the aeroplane. But I always surprise. Why can't we see? It's a huge thing. But it's a transcendental thing. We can't see. Okay, but demigod could see. Demigods, they were in the higher planetary systems. They were saying, alas, oh, look at these personalities. They are going back to Godhead. So they were praying like, if one attains the rare form of the human body, but capable of taking liberation very quickly, then they are so fortunate. If you don't utilize that, they are like cheating themselves. Sa vanchito batam druk. So that's what they say. Sa vanchitam. You are vanchiting. Hatam druk. Okay, so then at the end, so it was given the palastuti, like there are some material benefits you get, but also they said that by hearing about the Prithu Maharaj pastime, you enriches the devotional service, attitude, and faith in Krishna, and we can get attraction for Supreme and go back to Godhead. Then in the 24th chapter, the dynasty of Pruta was described. Vijitashva was the next, went into throne, and then Prachina Barshit is the next successor. And then Prachina Barshit married Satadruti, and she was so beautiful, and all those stories. And then he was growing kusha grass everywhere to do the havan. Nowadays we can't see kusha grasses here, it's very rare. But in those days he used to grow everywhere kusha grass for the sacrifices. And once the sacrifice is finished, he will be starting another one. So he was such a austere, performing also austerity. And then and he had 10 sons. They called Prachetas. And then Prachetas was sent to forest to perform austerities by the father Prachina Barshit. And then to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they were on the way. And then they saw this lake, beautiful lake, and then they wanted to perform the austerity there. And then Lord Shiva appears to Prachetas, and he is explaining about the he's explaining about Shiva. What is that? Rudra Gita. Thank you. So he's going to explain Rudra Gita from next chapter, next shloka. So, but first when he met, then he started speaking. We are in that section where Lord Shiva is speaking. So imagine these are the words of Lord Shiva himself. Okay. So, and so this how this the whole process went. So Vidura was explained by the Muni. So, and then Vidura would not satisfied with this. He was saying, how you are finishing in two lines. That can you please explain this more in detail to me? So that's Vidura's question. Then it was explained that Maitreya Muni started explaining the Prachetas, how they were visited by Lord Shiva. So that is a section. So the previous 29th verse, it was explained how great devotional service is, because you can directly go back to Godhead. You don't need to have a shortcut of going back to different stages. As Srila Prabhupada also says, there is a stairs to go in the top level of the building, or there is a lift. So, but devotional service is like a lift. You can just straight get into the top level. So no need to worry about the staircase. And then also if you are using the staircase, you may hear some music or something and get attracted. And then you may lose the way, and then you may not go to the top level. So these are all the distractions. So Prabhupada says, yeah, devotional service is so pure, you don't need to worry about all other things. Just take this up and achieve the highest proof. And Prabhupada also says, when you are taking the austerity, why don't you take the first class? Get the first class benefit. Don't worry about the second class. So now, we see Lord Shiva appears to the Prachetas. If we contemplate, why does Lord Shiva appearing? What made him to appear? So Shiva didn't appear for any other occasion as well. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, he explained, there are 14 stages of bhakti, he says, but as per our Rupa Goswami saying, giving 9 stages of bhakti. What is that? Ato Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Nishta, Anartha Nivrutti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, and then Nishta Prema, Bhava and Prema. So, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says 14 stages. Before even Shraddha, there are 2 levels. He says Satam Kritam and Mahat Seva. He says Satam Kritam, Krupa, Satam Krupa and Mahat Seva. Satam means devotees. Krupa means mercy. So we need to have a devotee's mercy even to start our devotional service. And after that, what we do? Mahat Seva. We're going to serve them. Then only we will get the Shraddha. But Rupa Goswami is beginning with Shraddha. But Vishwanath Chakravarti explaining, Chakravarti Thakurji, Prabhupada, he's explaining, you want to get that Shraddha, you need to have a Krupa of saints. Satam Krupa. And then you take a serving them, Mahat Seva, then you get the Shraddha. So here we can see Lord Shiva voluntarily is coming and giving the Krupa. That is what is explained. So it's called voluntarily spirit of great souls. Voluntary spirit of great souls. So even you can see Prabhupada, how he voluntarily gave the Krupa to Western countries, and even he installed the deities here. So that is a Krupa. So similar thing happened, when for Dhruva Maharaj, when he wanted to praise the Lord, then what happened? Narada Muni appeared. Narada Muni came and he initiated him to take up the devotional service. And he explained how to do, what to do. So, it is explained that even in the previous couple of slokas before, it's Maitreya Muni explains, by a sincere endeavor of prachetas, they were very sincere. Their endeavor was very sincere. And what happened? They got the Guru. That is what Shiva here. So, by Krishna's grace, we get Guru. Okay? And by Guru's grace, we get Krishna. Now from Narada Muni, he was explaining to Dhruva Maharaj. So, Guru is explaining how to get Krishna. And then they got Krishna due to Guru. And Narada Muni was sent by Krishna himself. Look at this devotee, he's in trouble, so go and help him. So like this. So this is what it is required. So devotional service is the bhakti process. Is now if you look at this, it's so enjoyable even while thinking of doing it. Think of doing it. Like even we finished the Damodar month. So we started planning, whom to call for Damodar program. Look at this, numbers and so everything will be arranged by Lord himself. You can see everything, every step he is helping us. So like this devotional service is so smooth, so nectarian. Look at this now. Prachetas are being held by Lord Shiva himself. And Maitreya Muni explains in sloka, in the previous sloka, I don't want to touch that because we already touched. So he says, it's very rare to see Lord Shiva even for a yogis. In that case, see, look at the faith, blessings of Prachetas. Okay, then we'll see why Lord Shiva likes devotees. So Srila Prabhupada, from here in the purport, it says, from this verse, it appears that Lord Shiva blesses Asuras simply for the sake of formality. But actually, he loves devotees because they are not having any material desires. So in this sloka itself, it is said, Priyam Bhagavatam, that is dear to Lord. So even Bhagavad Gita chapter 12 at the end, Krishna explains how to become dear to the Lord. Few slokas, every sloka he says, you are dear. If you follow this, you are dear, like. So when we become devotees, we become dear to all devotees. and even including demigods, including Lord Shiva. So that's why we should not criticize or make any grudges or offending any devotees. They are so important. And they are very dear to the Lord demigods. Even Lord Shiva is saying they are the most dear for me. So here Lord Shiva himself is speaking from the heart to Prachetas, isn't it? He's saying, happy to see you. Happy to see you. So he's putting his heart desires. So that's how we need to be with the devotees. We should have a cultivation of speaking with the heart. And then even like a family member, suppose a family member, brother or sister, having lack of something, we don't discard them, correct? So like this, we should have same relationship with devotees. We should be compassionate. So then now, but here demons are after material things. So Prabhupada also says, demons get the boon, material boon, and then what happens? After getting the material boon, they will be killed by Lord himself, and he liberate him. Because they don't know how to use that benediction. They don't know what benediction they want to ask. Even they don't know that. So example, you see, you already watched the movie, no? The Narasimha. Mahavatar Narasimha. So this Hiranyakashipu, you see the Hiranyakashipu, he did the severe austerity. But before he goes to the austerity, doing the austerity, before that, he saw his brother Hiranyaksha was killed by Vishnu, and his mother, everybody was in a pain, great pain, because Hiranyaksha was died. They were crying. And this Hiranyakashipu, same Hiranyakashipu, he was consoling them. He was speaking so much philosophy. You read that in 7th canto. He was speaking so philosophy. Whatever Krishna was saying in the 2nd chapter, he was speaking to them. He was saying, you are not the body. You are, eternal. All these things he was speaking. When we are reading, he knows all these things. It's very nice. He must be a devotee. Then what happened? After consoling them, the next chapter, he was doing the tapasya. He wanted to become equivalent to Brahma. See this. That's what the mentality of demons. They can't, understand. They can't internalize those philosophy. Even when he was consoling the relatives, he was telling the story also. There was a king who died, and then the queen was very morose, and she was not even letting king body to cremating ceremony. She was not letting. At that time, Yamaraj came. So see this story inside the story. Yamaraj come and started consoling the queen. And he said one more story about the birds. He said, very nice, beautiful, interesting one. What Yamaraj says to the queen is, there was a hunter, that hunter saw 2 birds, and then he wanted to kill them, and then he catch hold of the female bird with a net, and then because she was get caught, and the male bird was crying, morose, oh bird, it was so beautiful, I'm losing you, like this. And then Yamaraj saying, so when hunter saw this bird, the male bird, so he got the opportunity and he killed the bird. And then Yamaraj is saying, like this, see, you are spending hundreds of years by crying, but you are wasting your time. Your life is going up. Get up. Do your work. Like this. So Hiranyakashipu is telling all these stories, but he was not internalized. He was not realized that. So that's what Sri Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad says. Matirna Krishna paratara svatova mito abhipadyati graham vratanam adanta goper vishatam tamishram puna puna charvita charvananam. Srila Prabhupada always says this shloka. No? Puna puna charvita charvananam. That means, so this is Prahlad. He's saying, because of the uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to the material. Matirna Krishna means you're not focusing on the Krishna, not Krishna. So then what happened? You will be controlled by the material lust. And then he will be progressing towards the hellish planets. And even though he's doing the same thing, what his fathers, grandfathers, everybody is doing the same thing. Puna puna charvita charvananam. So these demons are like that. They do not know what to do, when to do. No, there's a shloka in Bhagavad Gita 16.7. It says, Pavitra Pravartincha nivritincha janana vidrasura na socham na pi duracharo na satyam te suvidyate. You know, you heard this slok. So pavitrincha nirvitrincha dhananam vidurasura. Asuras, no? They don't know what is to be good, what is good, what is not good, what is to be done, what is not to be done. So na sochet, na api duracharo. Na satyam na te suvidyate. They don't have a cleanliness, they don't have any truth. So this is what the demoniac nature. So that's what Prabhupada says. Devotees are not like that. Devotees are not materially motivated. So worship Shiva to get favor of Krishna. So they worship Shiva or demigods to get the favor of the demigods. You can see even Nanda Maharaj, they worship, they do the Shivratri. So they do the Shivratri. Why do they Shivratri? Because to get the favor of Krishna. So even during Damodar Lila, you see, when Krishna or Damodar broke the two Yamalarjuna trees, everybody thought, hey, it's not Krishna who did it. He can't do it. Our Nanda, he can't do it. He's a small boy. And they say, Narayana, please, thank you for saving my Krishna. They were saying, they were they were covered by Yogamaya. And they even follow the ritualistic rituals, like taking the drishti, you see, taking the drishti or bad omen things. So they use the cow tail to take the drishti and all these things, superstitious things they do, but it is ultimately for getting the love for Krishna, towards Krishna, getting Krishna prema. So like that, similarly, so Nanda Maharaj, even though they did the Shivratri, it is all for getting closer to Krishna. So Chitraketu Maharaj, when he become, demon, so he says, Nanaka prastam, na paramestam, na sarva bhaumam, na rasadhipatyam, na yoga siddhim apanarva bhavanva samanta tasva virahaya kangshe. That means, nanaka paksham, na paramestam. That means, I don't want to dhruva loka. I don't want to heavenly planets. Na sarvabhaumam, I don't want to become a sarvabhauma or a emperor. Na rasadhipatyam. No, I don't want to become where Brahma resides. What I need, even na yoga siddhim, I don't want even the yoga siddhi, apanurbhava, liberation. I don't even want liberation. What do you want? Samanja sattvam virahaya kangshe. So I do not desire to be a master of the power. I do not want to have anything of this, but I don't want to give up your lotus feet. Lotus feet of devotees are Krishna. That's what Chitraketru Maharaj is praying. So what he wants, then the next couple of slokas, he says, Mamuttama sloka janeshu sakyam samsara chakre brahmataha sa swakarma biha. That means samsara chakra, in the samsara chakra we are brahmata swakarma biha. With our self karmas, we are wandering around samsara chakra. But what I want, so mamuttama shloka janeshu sakyam samsara chakre brahmataha swakarma biha tvan mayayatma atmana atmaja dharageyeshu asakta chittasya nanata bhuyat. That means, he says, I am wandering throughout this material world in a result of my fruitive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship of the association of the pure devotees. Mam uttama shloka janeshu sakyam. Uttama shlokas. So, I want association of devotees. That is where Lord Shiva is saying, you people are not after material benefit. You are after what? Association of devotees. That's why I like you. Okay, so let's see how Lord Shiva is being worshipped. He's a Dwarapalaka. Dwarapalaka means guardian of the Holy Dham. If you go to Holy Dham, we need to take his blessings. Without his blessings, you can't enter into Holy Dham. People may say, hey, I've been to Vrindavan, but they haven't seen the actual spiritual vision, in the spiritual vision. Suppose a person come to temple, a devotee will see Prabhupada, and then devotee will see Krishna, and then he will be enjoying the beauty. But if the material person come in, he will be saying, oh, what is this chandelier? What is this light they are using? Like this. So their intention and consciousness is different. Like this. So Shiva as a Dwarapalak, he's guarding the Holy Dham. He will allow only people who takes his mercy. Okay. And he's also an Advaita Acharya in his Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Chaitanya. And another manifestation of Lord Shiva is Gopeshwar. Gopeshwar is guarding the Rasa Leela. So you don't allow anybody who is not qualified to see the Rasa Leela. He stopped even, Narada. Narada Muni wanted to see the Rasa Leela. At that time, Narada Muni is a great devotee, but nobody else as a male can see the Rasa Leela. So Shiva said, no, you can't do. Only way you can do is you have to become a gopi, or you can become a female. Then he took a bath in the kunda, and then he became Naradi. Then he could see the Rasa Leela. So like this, Gopeshwar, he is guarding that area. And then we could remember there is one planet where Lord Shiva and Parvati, Mother Parvati resides. And then when anyone goes there, they become, if you are a male, then he will become female. No males are allowed in that area. So this king once, unfortunately, somehow without knowing, he went into the forest and he'll become female. Okay, we'll not get into that. So we'll read that. So amazing, huh? Bhagavatam is amazing. You have lots of amazing things. So Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Yeah. So that's how Gopeshwar is guarding that area, and he's also Kundeshwar. He's protecting Radha Kunda. So before going to the Radha Kunda, we need to take darshan of Kundeshwar. And then there is a Sakaleshwar Mahadev. Sakaleshwar Mahadev is protecting the Govardhan hill. So before going to the Govardhan hill, again, you take blessings of Sakaleshwar Mahadev and get into this Govardhan hill. And then it was protected, Sakaleshwara, like a chakra. So when, Lord Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, it was protected by chakra, so heat. So Sakaleshwar, like that. So, and Sakaleshwar Mahadev was also once, he was helping Sanatan Goswami. And so when Sanatan Goswami was there, he was in the Vrindavan, he was writing the scriptures for us. At that time, he was seeing so many mosquitoes was disturbing him. And then he thought, okay, I want to go away from this place. But Sakaleshwar Mahadev said, no, don't worry. I'll make sure you are not disturbed by mosquitoes. So that's a pastime as well. So like this, so there is one more Shiva, Chanchalaharan Mahadev. He's a Chanchalaharan Mahadev. He's removing anxieties. So he removes the anxieties. Chanchala Haran. Haran means remove. Chanchala Haran. So he removes anxieties. And for us to remove anxiety, we always read Krishna book or stories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like that. All right, like this. So Shiva is taken part in so many instances with like a Vrindavan, he's guarding the Vrindavan. And then once he wanted to visit Krishna when he was a small boy. There's a pastime. So he wanted to see Krishna as a small boy, so he went and knocked the door. Yashodama opened. And then Shiva didn't go with the proper clothes, but he disguised himself as a sage. But still the snake was there, half covered. And Yashoda Mata opened and said, who is this guy? I don't want you. No, he said, what do you want? Says, I want to see Krishna. Say, but you're having the cobra and all these things. I can't let you in. So she closed the door. And then Mahadev went, he was upset and he was chanting. And then what happened? Krishna started crying because she didn't let Mahadev. So Krishna, even that shows how Krishna loves devotees, especially as Vaishnavan, Yatashambhu, the Shambhu. And what happened, Yashodama started calling all the gopis and say, see, my Krishna is not stopping the crying, he's keep on crying. And the gopis were asking, did any sadhu came to your home? Yeah, he came, one sadhu came, I sent him away. So you offended sadhu, that's why he's crying. Bring back him. So they all went and searched for Lord Shiva, and then they bought him. And then, he was not very close to Krishna because he was having the cobras. And then they said, okay, see here the Krishna. And then you can have a darshan. And then Krishna stopped crying. And then they had a darshan. And then he said, Shiva said, okay, I want to play with him. No, you can't play with him. You are having these cobras on your body and you're smeared with ashes. I can't trust you. So Shiva says, okay, if you see, I want the blessings of your son. I want to play every day with your son. But can you do this for me? But I can do anything for you. Like that. Not anything. She said, if you come without the snakes and all these things, you can play around. And then Shiva says, okay, then if you promise me to give Charanamrut of Krishna to me, every day I'll come. As long as I'm staying in this place, I'll come. You have to give me the Charanamrut. Then he'll be asked, okay, that's okay. And even it said, nowadays in that place, every day they, in a Nandagram, they take the Charanamrita from Krishna, and there is a temple there, Lord Shiva's temple. They bathe Shiva. Like that, like this. So there is a intimate, pastimes with Krishna and Shiva. And then there is one story Prabhupada says about Lord Shiva and Parvati. So Parvati was saying, so many devotees of Shiva, they are so wealthy, so wealthy. But Parvati herself is like Mahamaya, and she has got all the opulence. Then, but why Shiva is still poor? Like appear poor, and she said, we want to build a house. Shiva said, okay, all right, go build it. And they built a golden house with a gold, full of gold. And then Lord Shiva says, okay, now you have to do the Gruha Pravesham. Call everybody, all the sadhus, and then we'll do the Gruha Pravesham. And they did the Gruha Pravesham, everything went well. And then the sadhus who came, they're not leaving the house at all. Mahadev said, "Hare, they're not leaving the house, what can I do?" And they were still staying. And then they come to know that the sadhus were saying, we want a dakshina. Without dakshina, we can't leave. Then Shiva says, see, I spent everything, I don't have anything. What can I dakshina? What kind of dakshina I can give? So this Prabhupada was explaining in one of the places. So then Shiva thought, okay, what I have is only the house. So he gave that dakshina as the house itself. Then Parvati was thinking, array, with lot of difficulties we constructed the house, and now we given the house itself. What do you have now? I don't have anything. The Lord Shiva says, no. We don't want all this, all this. We don't want to get into all these things. Let's have a banyan tree. That's enough for us. Like this. So that's how Lord Shiva is, so merciful. And then Shiva is always saying we need the devotees association. And how important is the devotees association is, we can think. And even everywhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that devotees association I want. Like sages of Naimisharanya, they say, Tulayama lavenapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya mrutyanam kim utasidaha. That means, what is the value of even having, the value of having a 1 minute of association with the devotees, tulayama lavenapi. We can't even compare the one muhurta or 1 minute of association of devotees on one side. On the other side, we can't even match it with the swargam, na punarbhava, means liberation. So that is the mahat of devotees association. Mahat sangha sangasya. That is the key word. So even worldly benedictions are not equivalent to the devotees association. And then there's another place where Kapila Muni is also explaining to Devahuti, Mother Devahuti. It comes in, it's already, we passed that in the 3rd canto. Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhagavat hrit karna rasayana kataha tajjoshanatsa apavarga vartamani shraddha ratim bhakti anukramirshati. That means, satam prasangam mama virya samvido. Wherever there are, the glories of Lord is being recited. Bhagavat hrit karna rasayana kataha. That means, you are hearing the rasayana, nectarian of Bhagavad Katha. Bhagavad Katha, Karna Rasayana Tataha Tajjoshanat Ase Apavarga Vartamani. That means in the association of pure devotees, where they're discussing the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is very pleasing to the ears. So by cultivating that knowledge, one gradually become advanced. Shraddha Rating Bhaktin Anukramishrati. That means you will progress gradually from Shraddha. So, and Prahlad Maharaj in one of the places say, Naisham matis tavad urukramanagram sparshat anartha pigamo yad artaha mahiyasya padaraja abhishekam nishkaranam na kriyam yatavat. That means, Naisham matis tavad urukramanagram. That means, Urukrama. Urukrama means Herculean task. So one performs the very unimaginable tasks. That is Krishna. Naisham matis tavad urukramanagram. That means, unless, so if matis means remembering, if you are not remembering the activities of the Lord and smearing the dust from the lotus feet of the devotees, that is Mahiyasa Pada Rajobhishekam. Mahiyasa Pada Rajobhishekam. Pada Raja Abhishekam. So we have to have a abhishek of the dust of lotus feet of the devotees. Unless do that, then life cannot be attracted to the, if it is not attracted to the lotus feet, who is glorified for his uncommon activities, then only by becoming Krishna consciousness and taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, one can be freed from the material contamination. So unless you take this, you cannot become free from the material contamination. So everywhere the devotees association is being glorified, and we need to take this advantage and progress in our spiritual life. So in summary, I'll finish with this. In summary, from this verse, it appears that Prabhupada is also giving the conclusion, is that Lord Shiva blesses the asuras for the material benedictions, because even though he blesses, he is not, is not doing it with the heart. He's simply giving the benediction. But actually, he loves the devotees. And devotees are very dear to the demigods, and even all demigods are very dear to, here especially Lord Shiva is saying he's very dear to the devotees. And devotees are not materially affected, or they're not after material things, they're after devotional service and association of devotees. So from next sloka onwards, Lord Shiva will glorify the Rudra Gita. So now he is concluding his talking with Prachetas. He says, because you are the devotees, I'm coming and talking to you. So, thank you very much. I finish here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.